Hello, honorable members of the clan. So let's go to the Knockouteng High Court in the Senzo Mayo deletion trial. Guys, a disclaimer in case you're seeing my mouth move very funny. That's because I'm experiencing growth, some kind of evolution that is happening in my jawline. I don't know if you know, as you grow older, your jawline realigns. That's what I'm going through. It's a long explanation, so just don't mind the way I'm speaking. I'm a little bit swollen inside the jaws as well. Anyways, guys, let's go to the Knockout High Court in what looks like an almost normal day in court because Judge Ratha almost came back. You know that judge that we always known? He almost came back until Mr. Mnisi put him in his place. It's like, wait, no. And he's like, And then he had to keep quiet and continue being quiet and presiding over the matter. Anyways, this morning it started off with Makalo's statement. Mr. Mnisi was not going into the content of the statement, but Mr. Gininda wanted to go into it. All that Mr. Mnisi wanted to know was the fact that Makalo made a description of the man or one of the intruders that had dreadlocks. Whether the dreadlocks were up to the neck or to the chin, it's still dreadlocks at the end of the day. But Mr. Gininda was like, you are only looking one part of the statement. There's A58 and then there's another statement. But Gininda wanted to focus on the one that Makalo made on the 27th of October 2014 versus the one that she made at the identity parade. Actually, he even says, wait, the one that carries more weight for me is the one that was prepared for identity parade or something of that nature. So they were just dwelling around there to a point where I felt like, Mr. Mnisi, you know what? You got what you wanted from Mr. Gininda. He admitted about these statements that what remains is that Makalo described the intruder to have had dreads up to his neck. That's all that we wanted to hear. And then he moved on to Longa Twala, which I think currently we're dealing with Longa Twala. We'll come back to the other ones. Okay, let's go to the other one. Why then did Mr. Gininda approach Tumelo Madlala and Mtogo Twala for identity parade when he already knew who the suspects were? As per Gininda keeps saying that, well, he always knew, and you must always know your suspect before you make an arrest. And this is taken from the confessions of accused number one and accused number two, especially Ndanzi, because his confession had names that were included of the people that supposedly he was with on the 26th of October 2014 to commission the crime. And that's all that he was he had. But there's a part where when he needed to explain exactly why did he go and approach these two gentlemen. I don't know what he was gibberishing there. He was not, I even wrote, I even circulated it. Okay, I don't know if you'll be able to see. I wrote, I don't know what Gininda is answering. Because he was answering, but I'm not quite sure what was he saying in response. Why did you, knowing fully well who your perpetrators were, but you still went to Tumelo Madlala and Twala for identity parade? And yet you did not go to Zandi, the Kumalo girls, but you went to these two. Why? He did not answer. I think he was trying to throw some blame of misunderstanding or him being misunderstood deliberately by Mr. Mnisi. And he just looked at Mr. Mnisi, was like, yeah, nah. So I find it a little bit patronizing what Mnisi is doing, but rightfully so. He's patronizing Mr. Gininda when he goes on and on and on. And then Mr. Gininda, when he's done, is like, yeah, I'm done. I mean, I would be so embarrassed if I was Gininda. Like, I have to now indicate to the council that I'm done talking. I mean, I would do everything in my best to summarize as much as I can instead of going this winding meander. And Gininda, please, you're studying law, supposedly. Some people are beginning to doubt that you are doing LLB, but I think you are doing LLB. I think so. But I don't know why you talk like this, bro. Why do you talk like this? Just get straight to the point. And I don't think it's anything that he will change anytime soon. I think this is his personality. This is the person he is. And probably he had a hard time in school as well whenever he needed to write comprehension or whatever examination that he needed to do for 2 marks, he went for 10 marks. So now the teacher, like in my school, I've said before, if you are going to expend more than the 2 marks that you are given and you give 5 points, you get a zero. Because no teacher has time to be going through all that essay when they only asked you for 2 points, right? Anyways, let's not dwell on that one. Makumalo, of course, she was the talk of the town this morning, but eventually Mr. Mnisi moved away, and I'm finding it quite interesting. The Longa Twala statements. For the first time, I think we are learning why Longa Twala is not called understand. Longa Twala is not called understand because it what he remembers is different from what he wrote in the various statements. And each statement does not sound like the last one. Something is minus, something is added, some things just don't make sense. But when he is asked about it to recollect in a conversation or in a consultation, he seems to be saying something totally different from his own statements. I don't know what you make of this because to me, it sounds like a person who was told a story to tell, but he doesn't remember the details. You know, like how sometimes a show will have to recast because the main character or one of the characters doesn't seem to interpret the script the way it's written and the way they are expected to play it out as per directed. So that is why he was recasted by being casted aside by the state instead of being called on the stand. What I am loving about Mr. Mnisi is that he's indicating that Ulonga eventually will take the stand, just like Uma Kumalo is going to be called to the stand to come and testify to her own statement. So Longa Twala will have to come and then he testify on A57, A59, A60 and all those other A's that they have in there, which is exciting to me. But where is Longa Twala people's? Apparently it's gone missing. Apparently, I don't know. Apparently it's gone missing. Where is he? Because he's going to be called very soon. And I suspect that Mtogo and Tumela are going to return on the stand called by the defense. And definitely Kelly Kumalo is also going to be called to the stand by the defense. By the look of things, the way things are sounding to me, it looks like indeed the defense is going to call all the people that were in the house on the 26th of October 2014. And let's not forget Absalom Zungu and the son. I think the son will return to the stand because there are some discrepancies that have developed since his own testimony last year. So all of these things, I'm looking forward to them because it's getting a little bit exciting. Like I said, this morning, we're having what looks like a normal type of a day, even though Gininda is still pretty much under pressure. And you can tell that he's not sure what to say anymore. He really is not sure what to say anymore. He even says it because Mr. Mnisi is laboring on that point until it is cleared to him that the record quoted and it's something that he can utilize for the court to make a decision in coming to a conclusion. I did say this morning that there was a bit of an argument. I don't know if it was an argument or Mr. Mnisi was reminding Mr. Gininda to answer the questions, and Mr. Gininda wanted to say, hey, listen, I have to explain some of the things. But what he's doing is anticipating a follow-up question by answering before Mr. Mnisi gets to ask. Even yesterday, he tried to get into Mr. Mnisi's brain, and Mr. Mnisi is like, get out of my brain. You are not me. Get out. Don't think for me. That type of situation. So, guys, like I said, my jaws are evolving. I don't know if you know, we all evolved in our mouth. And I'm evolving and I'm not comfortable, to be honest with you. The swelling usually does. I feel my evolution, by the way. I do feel it every step of the way. It takes about few days. Maybe by Friday I'll be back and fine, and probably I'll be having a different movement of the lips or even the jaw, the mouth itself. I don't know. We'll see where this one is going to take me, but I know it's now defining me as an old man because we need to start looking like old people. That's the evolution that's going on in my head, in my mouth right now. So I don't want to talk too much because I am in pain. I've been drinking Grandpa the entire morning, since 3 this morning. Because when I woke up, I was like, "Whoa, what's happening? What's happening?" Anyways, guys, let's see each other a little bit later. As we continue, because they are now on short adjournment, and I see we are left with 2 more minutes before they come back. So I want to edit this and quickly send it out to you who are at work, or those of you no longer watch the trial, but depend on people like myself. See you later. Don't leave the video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, by the way. Bye.